Welcome to the Chicago Wine Show. I'm Tom Jiaras from the International House of Wine and Cheese. My online company is for winelovers.com. And for you really high-end wine lovers, Epic, E-P-I-C, Cellars, C-E-L-L-A-R-S.com. Today I thought we'd talk about the basics of wine. I can remember back to when I was in my early 20s and first got the wine itch, or the bite, or the interest in wine. I can remember, and I started thinking the other day, how did I learn about wine, and what were the good things, and what did I need to know as a beginner about wine? And let's talk a little bit about the bottling itself and the labels. And you know, every wine is in a bottle. There's different size bottles. The traditional size bottle is called a 750 milliliter bottle, which is 25.4 ounces. Sometimes you'll see a magnum size, which is 50.7 ounces. 25-ounce bottle, generally a wine glass has 5 ounces of wine in it, so you'll get 5 glasses per bottle. If you're planning a party, that may help you out. 10 glasses in a magnum. They do make half bottles, which would be 2.5 glasses of wine. Those are called 375 milliliters. And then there's bigger size bottles for special occasions and for collectors. So every wine's got a label on it, and the label will tell you numerous things about a wine. The first and foremost would be the variety of wine that it is, and that's in most instances. Sometimes a wine will be on the label. It would be geographically designated by what the name on the label is, and I'll get into that in a second. But generally, you'll see what varietal of wine, and what that technically means is the varietal of grape that was grown to make the wine. So versus a generic wine. A generic wine, some of the generic terms you'll see still on inexpensive wines are Chablis or Burgundy, Rosé, Rhine. Those are made up terms. Many years ago, probably over a century ago, they were made up. And it's a blend of different things in types of grapes that are in the bottle. So varietal wine would be, some examples would be Cabernet Sauvignon, Chardonnay, Pinot Noir, Merlot, Syrah. Those would be some. So that's a varietal, so a variety of wine. That will be on the label. You'll also see the geographic origin, or the country that it comes from, and the subregion. So subregion examples would be Napa Valley in California, or California and then Napa Valley, Oregon, and then maybe the Willamette Valley in Oregon. Now the exception to the rule is in some of the European nations. For instance, in France they grow Cabernet and Merlot in the Bordeaux region, and they call the wines by the winery name. You'll never see Cabernet or Merlot on the label. And in the Burgundy area, they grow Chardonnay and Pinot Noir, and you'll see the wines will be identified geographically, and then maybe with a vineyard designate. Other things you may see on the label, there's a back label. And on the back label, there could be information about the winery. It might be helpful when you're buying a wine. When you open a bottle, how long should you let it breathe? It's a good question. The only way to determine that is you can read a little bit about it, or you can open it and take a little taste and know that you need to let it breathe, or you need to aerate it, which now in the market now there's several nice aerators. Venturi makes one where you pour the wine through this aerator, and it helps to open the wine, so it'll be open when you consume it and enjoy it. Or you can decant it and let it happen that way. Let's see. And in terms of other basics, when you learn about wine, the most important thing to do, there's two things when I go back about how I learned about wine. One is to read periodicals like the Wine Spectator. Robert Parker has one called the Wine Advocate. You can pick up books about wine. And then the most important thing, you really want to learn about wine, you got to drink. So, and try different things. Don't be afraid to try different varietals. And some you may not like, but that's how you're going to learn, and that's how you're going to improve, and that's how your palate's going to get better. So that's it today on a little bit about basics of wine. I'll see you again. I'm Tom Jiaras from the Chicago Wine Show and the International House of Wine and Cheese. Hope you enjoyed this and it helps you. Cheers.